welcome to Roselle Friends Talk Show. Today's guest is among our musical giants of the Black British musical heritage. Homegrown, born here in the UK, we look now at how the influence of our musical icons have influenced the younger generation and who have histories and stories to tell. Our guest today is Mowtown artist for 15 years, singer, songwriter, and jazz artist, none other than Tahira Juma. Tahira, welcome.
Lovely to meet you.
Yes, and you likewise. Right, so Tahira, you're born here in the UK. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay, as you said, I was born here. I've lived here for most of my young life.
Mm-hmm. You're still young.
Yes, for most of my youth,
Right.
I was here whilst I was still attending school.
Yes.
I left at 15 and went to the US.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Washington, Fort Washington,
Right, yes.
for a good number of my musical years, but we'll
Right.
get back to that.
Mm-hmm.
As I was growing up here, I basically only really heard jazz and a little bit of the old-styled reggae, you know, Desmond Dekker, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was listening to jazz all the time, thinking that's what everybody was listening to.
Right,
I
so-
had no idea.
Who's the cause of that?
It was actually my stepfather.
Right. Okay. Family influence.
Definitely.
Okay, so what did he listen to?
He listened to Count Basey, Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughn, Nina Simone.
Right.
The greats.
Absolutely,
Really. The
yes.
greats of
yes.
jazz is what he
So that
listened
was
to.
your musical diet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And how has that influenced you?
Well, as a small child, you know, in a Caribbean household, you're not allowed to touch the stereo, right?
That's right. Don't go into that
Well,
room.
I wasn't allowed in the room except to dust it.
I remember well.
So anyway, I'd planned my dusting expeditions as he was going out the door. And I can remember clearly being just 5 and tiptoeing to the stereo because I'd watched him
Yes.
and turning it on
Right.
and putting on all the records that I had watched him play. And I had to learn how to do every lick. I had no idea I wasn't supposed to be able to do the male part. I had no idea I wasn't supposed to be able to do the really high parts. No clue. I was just fascinated by these sounds I heard. But as young as I was, they put emotions in me that I didn't
Right.
understand.
Right.
You know?
Yes, yes.
And I was there every day, playing. I knew exactly when he would come in. Kept an eye on the street.
Right.
Duster in hand.
That was your apprenticing.
Uh-huh. And so as a result, I've got a 5.5 octave voice, which is pretty wide.
Wow. Amazing.
But I didn't know. Accident of nature and practice and nurture.
Right. Well, I mean, obviously that was meant to happen because you've gone on to not only listen to that and imitate it, but, you know, have made a career out of that.
Correct? Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that journey that you've made.
Okay, I came out of school. Well, actually, whilst I was still in school, I was supposed to be apprenticed to a very famous jazz band at the time, which was the Cleo Lane Orchestra.
Ah, yes. Cleo Lane.
I was about 13, 14, and my music teacher, for the first time, I was very shy. They used to call me Bookworm. I read still prolifically.
That's good. Keep reading. I like it.
And my music teacher heard me singing. I was walking along the hall, and he couldn't believe what he was hearing.
Right.
So he had me come along and do scales. And when he realized how I sang, he insisted on searching on his own time
Right.
to get me an apprenticeship with the Cleo Lane Orchestra.
That's what I like. Teachers who take that initiative
Very
and push
proactive,
you.
yes.
Sometimes, I mean, we all need that push, don't we?
That's right.
Right.
He got me the apprenticeship. Everything was fine. My mother decided I should be a secretary.
Right. Music is not a career.
Precisely.
Okay.
So she said no. I was devastated
Of course.
because
yes.
that was
the passion wasn't in that.
Well, anybody who knows a tiny bit about my personality knows I couldn't be someone's secretary. I'd be directing him.
That's what I like. Someone who takes the bull by the horn.
There you go.
Takes the initiative.
So that
Leadership
wasn't
skills.
successful, yeah. So I was devastated. I did all the things, passed all the touch typing, did all the boring
Right.
stuff.
Yes. Yes.
knew how to collate this file. Oh, it's so boring. I couldn't even bear it. But it kind of has helped me with music because I can compartmentalize.
There were skills. You were developing skills.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unknowingly, I didn't realize it would help in my musical career.
It all helps.
Like I said, I left. I went to the States, came back here, and decided to get a job.
Right.
You know, I did not know the first thing about getting into music. Didn't know any other musicians here.
Right.
Knew no one. And I decided to walk into this place. I saw this studio in North Acton, and I walked in, just, you know, no clue. It just said studio, recording studio. So I went in and saw this guy called Rick Cassman in there. And I said, oh, I can sing. I want to be a singer.
Right, yes. That's boldness. I like it.
There you go. And what have you got for me? And he was like, looking around at his other guys.
Surprised by the boldness.
Yeah, probably.
Bowled over by the boldness.
I could do so many different things. So I became his resident session singer.
Okay, right.
So anybody that came along, I worked for Glenn Goldsmith. I worked for quite a few artists that were out there at the time.
Right.
Doing okay. And really, really enjoyed it. I did from rock to reggae to pop.
Very eclectic.
Yes.
Rhythm and blues.
House to disco to rhythm and blues. Yep, I did everything.
Yes.
And it was a good training ground because those kind of musics, though I'd kind of heard them in passing, they weren't things that I was directly involved in because I really had a love for jazz.
Right, right.
And R&B.
Of course.
So when I started to get into those things, I was like, okay, I can use my voice like this, you know?
Right. So you ended up being Diana Ross in the Black Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Fascinating.
It's Heroes in the Hall of Fame.
Yes,
Black
yes.
Heroes. Black Heroes in the Hall of Fame. Yes. Funnily enough, on my musical journey, like I said, I was a session singer. I went, I don't know, when you're in this kind of hot house of like always recording, you meet other singers. They bring people in to help speed up the process. I had no idea, you know, of prices. They just let me charge what I wanted. So I was charging $650.
Wow.
I had no clue.
Yes.
For half an hour's work.
They gave it to you?
But I was fast. Yeah, they gave it to me.
Wonderful.
They wrote contracts out by hand.
You should have asked for more.
Had I known. I was going on stage, I was doing performances, getting 1,000 for 3 songs.
Right.
I did not know. I just did what I thought I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
I met loads of other singers and I decided to go into a band with 5 other girls.
Right.
I went on stage, I started singing with them, and some guy, they didn't explain the gig to me properly. I wasn't really sure of the remit. But apparently it was like a showcase. You go and you do showcases, and then you get work for the whole of that year.
Okay.
I had no clue. They didn't tell me. They just said, oh, we're going to do singing here. So I went, and this guy called Terry West approached me and said, oh, love, I really like you. That's how he spoke. And he said, you're a dead ringer for Diana Ross. And I said, would you join my Supremes band? And I'm wondering, Diana Ross, and he wants me to join Supremes band. I shouldn't confess it, but I did not know who the Supremes were.
I find that fascinating.
So I was like, not really. I don't think I like it. I had no clue what I was declining. And then he told me how much I was going to be earning each gig. Yeah. And he was like, you're going to be doing like 4 gigs, perhaps a week, maybe, you know, a bit more. And I was like, really?
Motivation.
Precisely. So I said, okay, let me have the sound of the music. I still didn't know who they were until I heard Touch Me in the Morning.
Of course, yes.
Then I was like, okay, it's that band. Well, you know, his accent. I put it down to his accent, why I didn't know who they were. I didn't really like planning everything, doing everything all by myself to do somebody else.
Yes,
The thing was being somebody else. And I was going out, still depping, still sessioning. And Lascelles actually approached me, this guy called Roselle James.
Yes, I know him.
Wonderful sax player.
Yeah, absolutely.
He approached me to come and audition for Black Heroes in the Hall of Fame. I'd never done an audition. I was like, I don't want to go to an audition. I was thinking, why? What's the point? People see me, they hire me, that's it.
Yes.
So anyway, I went along. He fooled me. He said I was accompanying him.
Okay.
So I went along and they said, "Oh, are you auditioning?" I said, "No." And they said, "Oh, you should audition." So anyway, I auditioned and I sang a Gladys Knight song because I like Gladys Knight.
Yes, yes.
So I did this Gladys Knight song and they said, "Oh, you don't look anything like Gladys Knight. You look like Diana Ross though. Sing a Diana Ross song." So I sang
You did.
Touch Me in the Morning.
Yes,
because I love that
yes.
song. That's one of my all-time
Fabulous,
favourites.
yes,
And
yes.
they hired me and I ended up being the act that was closing the show all the time.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that was an absolutely theatrical genius. But that has influenced you, though, isn't it?
It has,
Because
yes.
it's made you the kind of person that you are. A very indomitable spirit.
Yes.
Very, very, very determined, independent in every way. And, it made you the kind of person who was able to say, right, I'm going to prioritize this or that because that is how I value myself. And I like that about you. I think that is awesome.
Thank you.
Well, look, I mean, you are a phenomenal young person. And I know with, the music heritage in hands like yours, the future generation's safe musically. So, I really, really thank you for coming and telling us your story, that part of your musical journey to date. You will continue to be a phenomenal person. And I thank you for coming on the show.
I'll try.
Really great having you.
Thank you very much.
Really
Lovely
great.
to see you.
And you're going to play for us today.
I am, yes. I'm
Excellent.
going to keep it to the jazz.
Right, yes.
And sing a song that has now become iconic for
Right.
me.
Okay.
Something that people always request.
So we look forward to that in a minute. Thank you very much, Tahira.
Thank you.
Well done.
At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. Yeah. At last, the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped up in clover. The night I looked at you. Hi, my name is Tahira Juma, and you're watching the Roselle Friends Show.
Phoenix Study Guides are a series of brilliant English books aimed at both children and adults. All books in this series are freestanding and focus on specific areas of learning, or you can work through to build excellent foundation skills for success in English. The Spelling Book. The book provides a simple, step-by-step method that helps students learn to read and spell through appealing activities, which provide very clear information to help you learn English spelling, reading, and writing rules via a graded approach. Vocabulary Book. This refreshingly, lively, easy approach vocabulary skills for students and teachers Volume 1 comes packed with 60 units of fun activities to boost your vocabulary, reinforced by 60 gap-filling tests with answers. The Grammar Book is a one-stop grammar guide loaded with helpful tips, worksheets and grammatical rules with 145 tests for students of all ages. Essential for SATs, ideal for all key stages 1 to 4. Clear, concise teaching methods and easy to follow techniques. An excellent resource for mastering subject terminology in GCSE English. Get your copy today. or email eaglepublications58@gmail.com. Also available on Amazon and all good booksellers.
Hello and welcome to the Roselle and Friends kitchen. Today in our kitchen we have Joyson, who's going to cook up some extraordinary delights for us.
Definitely.
Joyson's going to cook what?
I'm cooking jerk chicken today with sweet potato fries.
Hot.
It's going to be hot. I'm going to tame this one down just a little bit,
Right,
just
okay.
so it's eatable. You know,
Right.
I don't want to burn anybody's taste buds.
Okay. Jerk chicken. So because it's jerk, where is it from?
Jerk actually originated from Jamaica.
Right.
There's two forms of jerk. You can either get a dry jerk or you can get a wet jerk.
Right.
So it does depend on how hot you want it.
So when we say jerk, we're talking about the sauce or what's going to
yeah, I mean,
cook that chicken.
yeah, the sauce is going to be jerk, so it's going to be hot. It's going to be loads of
Peppery.
flavors, very
Hot.
peppery, very
Right.
peppery, very hot.
Okay. Nice.
So we're going to start with the chicken. Normally you could use a chicken breast.
Okay.
You probably eat 3 or 4 chicken breasts, depending on how many you're cooking for. Today,
You've got
I'm
legs.
actually going to use a leg and a thigh.
Right.
Only because the
Okay.
skin takes a lot of flavour. I like the bone in
I like
there.
meat on the
so
bone
I
is
love
good,
it.
yeah.
Absolutely
Plus
love
it's
it.
finger licking too.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we're going to just cut this down, ever so, just like this.
Yep.
So I've got 3 different bits, okay?
Yes.
So we're going to pop that in there. And what I'm going to do is I've got some onions, some lemon, and some lime.
Right.
I have some thyme. I've got a little bit of ginger, 3 cloves of garlic,
Right.
which we're going to use as well.
Fantastic spice, isn't it?
Fantastic spices, very,
Caribbean.
very flavoursome. And the all dangerous
Scotch bonnet.
Scotch bonnet.
Oh, my nose.
I'm only going to use 3 for this one.
Only 3.
I'm only going to use 3 for this one.
I wouldn't even use 1 generally. But
It's really nice flavours.
that's why it's called jerk chicken.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do rough cuts of everything.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to cut this down just into quarters.
Okay.
Okay, put it to one side. The ginger, everything we're going to just rough chop.
Yep. Nicely peeled.
Nicely peeled. Just a few rough cuts.
Right.
We're going to leave the seeds in the Scotch bonnet. Just
Oh, that makes it even more fiery.
makes it even more fiery. So we'll just get the tops off. So we use these. Pop that in there. Okay. So what we do is we've got the blender over here.
Okay.
Bring it
So
over.
you're going to blend that now?
We're going to blend everything. We're going to make a nice paste. We're not
Okay.
going to do a dry one today. We're going to do a wet
A wet one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm from Grenada, so
Yes.
growing up in a Caribbean household, you know, Mum and my sister, they loved cooking.
Cooking.
So
I was
always,
going to
always
say what a
cooking.
young man like you is doing all this wonderful, delightful cooking.
Yeah,
But
Mum.
then, you know, you've made it a career as well.
Yes, I have. I have. I'm actually currently working for a privately owned hotel in Victoria.
Right, yes. I like to see a man in the kitchen. Yes.
We normally, in a traditional jerk, you would use brown sugar.
Okay.
I use white sugar.
What's that?
I find brown sugar a bit too much, a bit
Okay.
too sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It is
So
very sweet,
just
that is
1
true.
tablespoon
Right.
of sugar. We're going to use a little bit of tomato paste,
Okay.
just to take a bit of the spice away from
Okay.
the Scotch bonnet.
Yes, yes.
Just a little bit.
Right. Tones it down a bit.
Tones it down, just
Yeah.
a tiny touch. I'm going to use 1.
It's all very colourful though.
All very colourful, very, very nice colours. I'm going to use the juice
Okay.
as well as
As the
the
rind.
zest. Yeah.
Yes.
Just a little bit inside. I find it brings out a lot of flavour as well, especially
Yeah.
chicken and anything citrus is
Right.
really, really amazing.
Yes,
Amazing
yes.
flavours.
And of course in the Caribbean you've got these naturally growing, isn't it?
Naturally
your lemons
growing.
and your limes and your
They're
oranges.
absolutely everywhere.
Yeah. Used
We-
in all the dishes, isn't it?
Everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything.
Especially limes. I love limes.
I love limes. I find the
Yes.
flavour of limes very enhancing,
It is,
especially
it
with
is.
chicken. And
Yes. Yeah.
gonna pop this on here like this, and I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of olive oil,
Okay.
just to kind of get you the consistency that's gonna stay wet. It's gonna be nice
Right.
to work with.
Okay.
Okay, so just pop just a little bit in there.
Right.
And that's all you really need.
It's a
You
blender
don't.
of spicy goodness.
That's all it really is. That's all you really need. You don't
That's
need to take it
terrific.
any further. If you have a
Right.
look, you can see it's not extremely
Okay,
like,
yes,
it's
yes.
still got quite a bit of base to
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Nice and thick.
it. So I'll just pop that in the sink over here,
Okay.
and we're gonna just spoon.
Gonna coat that chicken with it.
Yeah, we are.
Mm.
So you see you've got a nice red, little bit of green going
Yes,
through
yes,
there.
yes, that colour is
If you
beautiful.
smell, you can even smell the bit of the citrus
Oh,
coming straight through it as
delightful.
well. I'm gonna get my hands in there.
That's the
Scotch bonnets.
traditional, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Scotch
you've got to
bonnets
get it
are
in
hot,
there.
so you have to be very
Yes.
careful with
Yeah.
your hands.
Don't touch your eyes.
Definitely not, or anywhere
Where
else for
else?
that matter.
That's true.
What we'll do is place them nice and. You don't need any more oil.
Okay.
You don't
yeah,
need
'cause it's
anything
already
else because
in
it's
there, isn't
already
it?
in there.
Yes.
The thing about using chicken with the skin on as well, it releases a
That's
lot
right,
of
yes,
oil. A
yes.
lot of oil.
Yes, yes. Right, so now that you've got the jerk sauce on that chicken,
Yeah.
what's going to happen?
So we're actually, I didn't put any salt and pepper in the marinade. The
Right.
reason being, it's a lot better if you just sprinkle just a tiny bit over the top.
Right, okay.
Sucks it up so much more differently, and that's all
Okay,
you need.
right.
You don't need a lot of salt and pepper because you've got so much flavour inside
Yes,
already.
yes.
So we're going to pop this in the oven.
Okay.
Approximately, maybe I'd say, especially because it's on the bone, I'd say probably 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes at max.
Right, okay.
Right. So in the meantime, while that's in the oven, I'm just going to move this over. We're going to start on our sweet potato,
Sweet potato.
fries. So get our peel them out, and we're just right. So now we're gonna just cut these down into wedges.
Right.
They're quite small, so we're not going to make them too tiny. We're just
Right.
going to make them nice and right. Just cut it in half. Just kind of like big, kind of chunky chips.
Chips, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Especially the chicken's going to be so hot as well.
Okay.
So
You need a lot of that to soak up
you
that.
need a lot of it to
heat.
soak it up. So
Right.
we'll just cut these down really quickly, nice and easy, just into threes. Nice big chips.
Yep.
So we're going to pop them in there, and we're going to boil these for about maybe 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
That's all you need.
Okay.
So after they've been boiled, you can see they're not
Yes.
overboiled. They're just
Nice and
nice
firm.
and firm. So
Yes,
you've still
yes.
got quite a lot of flavour.
Yes, yes,
So
because
we're
they
gonna-
can be overcooked.
They can be overcooked. You'll end up with mashed potato.
That's right.
That's it. So we're going to pop them over here in the fryer.
Okay.
Right. So now we're going to get the chicken out of the oven,
Right.
and as you can see,
Mm.
it has absolutely
Beautiful.
amazing colour.
That looks rich and delicious.
The little bit,
Mm, yeah.
it's not burnt. It's more flavour than it is anything else.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So, if we grab a plate, so what we're going to do is we're just going to wait for our sweet potato fries. We're just going to cut this orange down.
Yes.
We're going to make a nice
Garnish. Wow.
just to go with it.
Mm-hmm. No, that looks good.
So,
That looks good.
I'm going to pop this in here like that. And with the chicken, we're going to start with the fries. Why?
Beautiful, rich colour there, isn't it?
Beautiful and rich. You can still smell all the citrus. The Scotch bonnets are coming
Yes.
through, the thyme.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely
Beautiful.
amazing. Right, so we're going to grab our sweet potato fries
Right.
from over here.
Oh, nice and cooked. Yes.
I've actually cooked these in olive oil as opposed to
Olive oil.
vegetable oil, yeah.
Okay.
I
Any
find
reason?
vegetable oil kind of takes flavour away. Anything you cook in vegetable oil, the vegetable oil drains the flavour. It's just not the same.
Okay.
Olive oil only reaches a certain temperature and it keeps all your flavour
It
inside.
only reaches a certain temperature.
It won't go anything over 120.
Okay, well that's interesting. So in a way, your food remains whole and undestroyed by
Absolutely
the
undestroyed.
terror of
Stays-
the oil heat.
The terror of the oil. Get 'em on. And then just to finish everything off, I'm actually going to slice the Scotch
You're bringing
bonnet.
back the Scotch
I'm
bonnet.
bringing back the Scotch
Oh my
bonnet.
God.
It's just nice, lovely colours on the plate.
There's no mistaking that this is a hot
It's
dish.
going to be a hot dish. Lovely sprig
Look
of
at that.
thyme.
Look at that.
And here we have
Delightful.
jerk chicken,
Absolutely
sweet potato fries.
Delightful. So this is the moment of truth. I'm going to taste it. Beautiful, succulent chicken. Nice and firm. And
Tell me what you think.
spicy. Delicious. Hot.
Definitely hot.
But not too hot.
No, that's
Not
the thing.
too hot.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I thought it would be hot, but this is manageable. And yes,
The citrus and the tomato, so it takes it away. So
yes.
you still get the heat, but you
Beautiful.
get all the flavours come
blend
through.
of that spice comes through. Joyson, that was culinary magic.
Thank you very much.
Thank thank you so much for coming on this show.
Thanks for having
and I'm
me.
sure everyone will agree that that looks absolutely superb.
It's going to be hot.
Comes with a heat warning.
Definitely, it definitely does.
Good news! The new Connect with Roselle app is here. You can watch this program whilst on the go, catch up on past episodes, access our list of courses and find one that's right for you. Buy our books and resources. The Connect with Roselle app is easy to navigate. It's free to download from Google Play, or you can download it on the App Store. Get the Connect with Roselle app now. Thank you, and now we go over to the gym.
Hi, my name's Cyrus. As you can see, we're in the gym again. I'm going to go through a few more exercises, show you guys a few more exercises, then we're going to talk a little bit about diet. Alright, so I just warmed up. Okay, alright. When you're doing bench press, flat bench, the best thing to do is start with a light weight. Don't start stupid heavy. Yeah. When you get the bar, you can come down nice and slow, like this. You stop just about a centimetre above your chest, and you come all the way up, and you squeeze, you tense your chest. Yeah. It's the squeezing that concentrates on muscles, so it's guaranteed to use the muscles, it's guaranteed to work. Can't go wrong.